Okay, here we go. So, uh, two toasted peanut butter sandwiches later. I am fully recharged and ready to go for the at least a couple of hours of the afternoon. So, I have plenty of stuff to identify and sell. Uh, I don't think this guy identifies, does he? So we'll have to do the, at the Temple of Helm. Okay, so I'm gonna blow quite a bit of money on identification. 800 gold, but I will make all of that back and more. So that's probably the best girdle in the game for hand-to-hand melee versus people with swords. The Eyes of Truth, very shiny, sexy horsehair helmet with wings, gives me improvision. I already have improvision, so but yeah, it's a lot nicer looking than the other ones. Those are those braces. Armor class 7, no good to me. Neither is the adventurous robe. And I already have all the longsword plus ones I need. So let's make some money.
Agreed. Business has been poor, what with the iron shortage and all.
And while I'm at it, don't sell that because it's a quest item. Rest is go. Sell that. Got more than I expected in here. That also can go. Oh yes, I've already returned that that necklace, haven't I? So let's find that letter. Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy that back so I can actually turn in the quest. Okay. So got 2 quests to hand in. 3 quests to hand in. We had that. Wow. So we just have a quick look at the world map. I'll tell you what I've got planned for the next hour or two. So we're here. I have 1 quest to hand in there, 2 to hand in there. Over here, specifically here, I think there's a nice map with some very interesting gear and some high experience point enemies in it. So definitely want to go there. Probably won't do Durlag's Tower quite yet, but I want to kind of like work my way down the coast a little bit. Because there's some very cheap XP to be gained around here for the Captain Brage quest. And there are 2 books, poems, that I am very interested in acquiring. So we will head to the friendly arm first. Didn't get waylaid. Good. I will give Joya her ring back. Not so much for the experience, but for the reputation gain. So just this is obviously normal for the Forgotten Realms. You just go around barging into people's houses uninvited. Speak your mind. Yes, I'll help. Here it is. I had it all the time. So 400 XP. Useful at the beginning of the game, less so when you're level 6. But all XP is good XP, I guess. At least until you hit the level cap. And of course, just rob them blind while we're at it. Excuse me. Right. So now that's done. Oh yes. Upstairs. Yes, I've already taken care of that ogre. 70 gold. 800 XP though. That's okay. Still quite some distance to go. Excuse me, I think part of my lunch is not quite digested yet. Right. I can sell that con. Yeah, but we won't do it. Quick item slots. What do I want to put in there? Yeah. Potion of clarity, I think. Right. Okay. Back to Beregost. Yeah, well, I think I'm okay for health potions at the moment. Good. Get way late. Oh, what the hell was that? Oh, Joachim, that is incredibly amazing of you. Thank you very, very much indeed. I guess I know what some of my subsequent streams are going to be about. He's an old Elite Dangerous friend. Thank you. I will gratefully accept that gift. You are an amazing friend, Joachim. Thank you very, very much indeed, and I hope I pronounced that right. Okay, back to the game. I'm fairly sure he probably didn't know that was going to be on camera. Yes, I'm all flustered for a second. I don't know why I'm wandering around uncovering bits of the map. Wow, that really these random acts of kindness are unexpected and don't happen very often. So very, very much appreciate. Like there must be something in this game about buildings with blue roofs because, well, that one and that one in particular do have quests associated with. And speaking of quests, you may recognise this lady's name. She's expecting a letter. Unfortunately, her messenger got murdered by those Agrillians we took care of earlier. So here, I have a letter. Yes, very soppy. But she... Oh, you get a scroll as well. So, bit of XP. Oh, no, I lost the scroll. Sorry. But that is another ring plus one, which, of course, can't you can't wear two of them, unfortunately. So, hey, guess what? I guess I'm going to have to sell it.
Think carefully.
Well, once it's been identified anyway. It's midnight, so Thunderhammer will be closed for the night. So, what can I do next? Well, rather than waste time resting, I actually do want some more of these guys for reasons that will become apparent. Excuse me. And obvious a little bit later. Okay. So, have a quick look. Right. Let us go back to the Red Canyon where we found Mellencamp and then head west and then we'll go south. So, yeah, we'll have to hold off on the bitey arrows for a little while. Right. In here, there are a couple of interesting encounters where you can get some very nice weapons. Sadly, they're no use to me because one's a short sword +2 and the other one's a warhammer +2.
Yes.
Actually, let's pop the normal arrows on for now. +1 arrows are too good to waste on wolves. Certainly too good to waste on skeletons. Okay. Always remember to quick save frequently and in separate slots. Because you never know when you're going to bump into a wolf.
You funny looking.
I'm sorry about the coughing. It's got a frog in my throat. Don't remember eating that. Anyway, Basilius and his spooks. Yeah, Basilius is a very, very bad man. We'll be meeting him in a minute or two. So, yeah, we could probably do with sorting out this murderer, couldn't we? So he's in the middle of this stone circle here, surrounded by zombies and skeletons. So we're gonna crash his party while these guys are still non-hostile. It's impossible to talk him down, I think. Yeah, he's fairly irredeemable, but he has the +2 Warhammer I was talking about, and he has some pretty nasty cleric spells as well. So I'm fairly sure the Barbarian rage will protect me from them. Okay, hold on to your butts because this could get messy. Oh, yes, thank you. I will. Okay, but before we get to Baldur's Gate 3, because that's going to be quite some download. When in doubt, use Fireball.
Oh, Brother Therm, why not grace our ears with a ripping tale of...
Yeah, this guy's a barrel of laughs, isn't he? Uh-huh. Alright. So as soon as that fireball goes, I'm raging. Hopefully that disrupted his cast. Yes, it did. That will give me time to rage. I hope. Right? Mighty arrows. Try and poison him. Yes, got it. Okay, you are worth all of my remaining arrows of biting. I am going to get some more. And that's it. He's down. Yeah, don't put those on. You are going to need that. And that's our lovely +2 Warhammer. And now that he's out the way, you can just swoop in and sort out these poor zombies and skeletons who actually have stopped being hostile. Well, that went quite well, didn't it? It's almost like I've played the game before. Oh, there's another one.
Feel my power.
So you could swoop up all of the two-handed swords and the heavy crossbows because they're quite valuable, but I'm not really cash right now, and I'm gonna earn a substantial amount for sorting out poor old Basilis here. These are races of or gauntlets of fumbling. They nix your dexterity, so I can't identify them. So I'm just forget it. They're not worth me identifying and then selling because I'll never make a profit. Whereas this is a +2 Warhammer with bonus electrical damage. Really handy for clerics. seriously good. The best cleric weapon in the game, arguably. And also quite valuable. Right. Oh, hello. Goodbye. But also lurking around here are a couple of hobgoblins with rather good equipment. I think they're around here somewhere. So we'll find those before we move on. There they are. Yeah, no patience for slow bit. Yeah. You're strong, but are you fireproof? I'm guessing no. Not really. Okay. I can outrun him, so I will make sure I don't get hit by any poisoned arrows by that guy. No, I won't bother. I will grab the arrows, though. I could just kite him around the map, because he does have a +2 short sword, doing me a little bit of damage, but as soon as I say it, come on, arrow in the back. Oh, he had a friend who didn't survive the first hit. Definitely wasn't fireproof. You can actually see he's a little bit scorched. So I could use that. That is a short sword +2. I'm going to stick it in there so it doesn't clog up any inventory space. But I will ID it and sell it. Actually, I can do that with that as well. We'll just have to make sure the AI works properly. So I think that's all the encounters of interest in here. So we shall head west. Kill more bloody wolves. Oh, it's a gibberling. And he has a friend. But not for long. Oh, it's a messenger who wants to talk to me while I'm in the middle of fighting off a band of gibberlings. Thanks very much. Yes, thanks for that interjection. Okay. And west we go to the Watcher Tower. Of course I've been waylaid by enemies, but they're only wild dogs. Which means that I'm probably going to lose about 40 hit points. I do like that taunt. You just don't know it yet.
At any cost.
Right. Okay. This area, fairly dangerous, especially near the coast. It's
With caution.
possibly worth resting at. Oh yeah, I wanted to. Right, quick save. Rats. Ooh,
But tonight the visions are vivid indeed.
more exposition.
Walked, but now you find yourself back amidst the stones of
Blah blah blah. Yeah. Okay. So I've actually gained a special ability. So I get a little bit of healing because of my godlike blood. Right. That's really biffing news because wandering around with no healing ability other than potions is a bit tiresome. So there is a companion in here, and it's worth noting at this point that if you are going to be picking up companions, they will level up to about 36,000 XP, but no further. So you don't really want to be recruiting NPCs into your party after level 6 because they'll be relatively underpowered compared to you. So Stefana is the NPC. She's one of my favorites. She's not really necessary if you keep Imoen, because she's also a thief. Slightly different weapon specializations, and of course, she has a quest associated with this area that you have to do pretty promptly after collecting her. Now, I am going to recruit her for her quest, but there's something I need to take care of first. Well, two things. One is a little quest down here, which is rescuing this lady's young son from a pack of wargs.
Hiya, friend.
Once again, not really for the XP, but you do get a reputation bonus, I think. And, can always stand to be more popular. So there are 3 wargs in here. If you can, take them one at a time. These are slightly more difficult than wolves. They, unlike dread wolves and vampiric wolves, they don't require magical weapons to hit, but they have lots more hit points than your bog standard wolf, even though they're only worth like twice as many XP. Yeah, they're also pretty bitey. Alright. 2 down. Third one will be there, behind the tower. Sit! Bad dog! There we go. So, according to Mum, we got boys hiding in there, but you can't get into any of these buildings, sadly. So there's nothing to loot. Now, the areas on the coast, and I'm going to pause the game here, do have a little nasty trick associated with them. If you can hear the thunder and lightning it is possible to get hit, and it will wipe away 50% of your character's hit points. Yeah, nasty. So yeah, keep moving would be my sage advice. Here we go. Up at the bow. 500 XP, little bit of gold. Thank you for the reputation bonus. I am now officially heroic. Right. Now's the point I was wishing I had kept some bitey arrows. But that's fine. I have 2 rages, which I'm going to need. First, I need to sweep out some of this undiscovered country to make sure that if I need to run away, I don't bump into anything annoying. Like paltry Tasloy. Come on. You. Okay. We'll talk about her in a minute. Just make sure there are no the Tasloy around. Sometimes wargs in here. Cool. Okay, so just a little to the north of here, in there, is what looks like a very nice beach. And I'm gonna skirt around the edge a little bit because I don't want to set off this encounter too early. There are 3 sirens there, and sirens are, well, if you're familiar with the Odyssey, you'll know sirens, ladies of the coast who lure men and other genders to their deaths. They have a very nasty dire charm, which is instant death if you fail your saving roll for someone who is solo. If you are in a team, that person is being mind controlled and they will attack the rest of your party. Very, very nasty. Fortunately, I have 2 things in my favour. I have this Potion of Clarity, and I also have my Barbarian Rages. So this may take 1 or more attempts. We'll have to see how we go. This is Savannah. We'll talk to her after the sirens are out of the way, and you will see why I'm actually going to invite her into the party for a brief moment after we've cleared the way to what she's after. Ooh. And you may have seen the screen rock as the critical hit went in. A bit more pronounced than I'm normally used to. Alright. The reason I'm sweeping this area out is because there are bands of hobgoblins who occasionally have like these hobgoblin elites can hit you with poisoned arrows. You see? That's bad news because I don't have any antidote, so I'm just going to rush in there and bash his face. So I kind of used the wrong tactic there. Because I'm just going to have to wait. I don't think I've got any potions of health even, do I? No good, no good, no good, no good. Oh. Right. So I'm just going to have to take the damage. That's okay. That's why we have health potions. Right. Yeah, let's not fuck about here. Right. Yeah. Okay. I need to get rid of these elites. Because they're just going to keep poisoning me, and each one I take is like 30% of my hit points. Come on. Just as well I swipe that girdle of slashing resistance, isn't it? Yeah, kill him. Oh, that's more like it. Let's just grab the cash. You are no match for my skill. Ow. Yeah, while I'm busy dying, I'll just do a bit of inventory management. It's a bit galling that, the hobgoblins hit you with arrows of biting, but don't drop them. Right, so I've lost 50% of my hit points here. That's not good. So let's use that. Do I really want to use 4 health potions for this? No, I'm gonna quick save and rest instead. Okay, rest until healed. I'm probably going to incur another random encounter now that I've rested. Hey. All good so far.
Can I assist you?
Oh. Yes. One of those random encounters. Add a little bit of colour. Game. Right. Tread lightly, because here be sirens. Now, it is a bit of a cheat, but you can do damage to them, even if you can't see them, by chucking in area of effect spells, such as my fireballs here. Now, I don't have that many left, and I don't want to completely use the entire 4, because the thing will disappear. And I won't get access to another one until I reach Baldur's Gate, and this is far too useful for me to use it all in one go. So, what I am going to do is I'm going to pop this potion. And if it looks like they're going to cast a hold spell or something, I'll use the Barbarian range. So, gulp. That's me properly mind shielded. And it's probably not worth me bothering using arrows at all, because they're just going to exchange poisoned arrows with me, and I would rather they didn't fire them, because if they don't use them, I can pick them up and use them against the next group of 3 sirens a little bit further up the coast. So, edge a bit closer until I see the first one. Okay, I've been spotted. So, disrupt the first set of spells with a fireball. Whoosh! Okay, 2 of them made their saves. Of course they did. Right, but they're casting invisibility spells. So, getting close before they decide to use their arrows. That was a dire charm that missed. Please kill her. So, 5 arrows are biting. Thanks very much. That was a good hit. Right. Don't know what she's casting. I'm not going to take the risk. I might as well use the rage. So, at 2,000 experience points each, this is another good place to come XP scrounging if you want to power level. But it's not without risk. Excellent. Right, that goes in there. And I'm going to make sure I get full value from my Potion of Clarity by rushing up. Hopefully not aggroing any carrion crawlers or hobgoblins along the way. There's occasionally a carrion crawler down on that bit of the beach there. Yeah, and they can cast or stun you and give you a hold person, and that's just death if you're on your own. This is not your place, dirty land folk. Who are you calling dirty? I shave. I shower. We'll cleanse you with fire. Oh, two of them failed their save. I'm gonna stick one of these in on. Yes, and she's poisoned as well. So now, before these two recover, just getting close, and hopefully that poison arrow will sort her out. Yeah, you can't dire charm me. Because I'm tricksy. Oh, that was my rage finishing, I think. Right. Job, as they say, is a good one. So, 6 earls, 12,000 experience, and 33 hours of biting, of which I needed to use 2. And I've only suffered 5 damage. Got to be worth a quick save, hasn't it? And I'm just getting a serious chunk towards my next level. So now that the path is clear, I will maybe grab this carrion crawler as well and try and stay out the way so I don't get held. Yeah. I've probably gone the wrong way there, but excellent. Super. So, you see that cave opening that looks like a mouth? This is where Safana wants to go. So let's go back and recruit Safana. And while we're at it, we'll grab one of these bows, short bows, to give her because she's a rogue. Hey, Safi, how are you? Oh, I bet you have. Lost treasure. Oh yeah, come on, let's go. Okay, so as I mentioned, any NPC will level up to 32,000 XP. I said 36,000. Yeah, 32. What? So, so let's give her that so she uses it without penalty. And I yeah, I'm just gonna whack up her find trap skill to 100 because this place that we're going to is full of traps. It doesn't really matter what I put the other points into because I'm not going to keep her in the party for terribly long. So this does mean that we're going to be splitting the experience between us for the cavern, which isn't ideal. But it is much safer for me to do this in a pair than solo. Because some of the traps in here are particularly nasty. I mean, we do want to keep her out of the way. Preferably until I've sorted out the first two flesh golems. Right. Can I do this on my own? I can. That may be good, because I may be able to get all of the experience for these two guys. Not that they're guys, but so there is a trap there. There's a trap there, and in these chambers, there's flesh golem, and another one actually guarding the treasure. So I want to fight this guy across the trap so that I can kill him, grab the experience, and not set off the trap. Now these guys are really tough in melee, and I've got, no room to work with, so hopefully these +1 arrows. Yes, excellent. Now, did I get all of it? No, I only got half. Yeah. Oh well. Right, so this was splitting the XP. She might as well come with me. Right, Slaffy, have a look for some traps, please. Okay. Right. And actually, over this way. Yeah, you go over there. Now that you found the trap.
What is the plan? Think carefully.
Wait for our little friend to come. Is he? Since he lost sight of Savannah, he's probably hiding off in this corner. It's good because it means I can disable that trap. Oh, he's there.
You require aid?
I require you to do him some damage. Bet you do. Grief. Okay, I'm not gonna stay quite so close.
Carefully.
Excellent.
Again?
So there are two ways into the treasure chamber, both of which are trapped. This one is potentially lethal. I have in the past. Oh, there's actually someone in the chat. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you arrive. I'll get to your question in a second as soon as I've just finished that comment. Boink. All right, let's pause that while I address this question. Hello, I was reaching out because I was curious. I've never played any of the Infinity Engine games. Do you think it will be worth going back to try them, or would it be better to explore the more modern RPGs like Divinity: Pillars of It? That's a really, really good question. It I would say it kind of depends on whether you played any of the more modern RPGs. If you if you're brand new to computer-based Dungeons and Dragons style RPGs, then you can't really beat the enhanced editions of Baldur's Gate 2, and even Icewind Dale, which I completed recently for pretty much the first time, actually. So yeah, it's if you can get them while they're on sale, yeah, absolutely, they're they're worth playing. I haven't played Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2 as much as I would like to. Their combat mechanics are slightly different because it's properly turn based rather than real time with pause. And yeah, the Pillars of Eternity. I guess it's more of a spiritual successor to Baldur's Gate 2. I didn't get on with it that well. There's just something about the game setting just didn't really grab me. But I think Baldur's Gate 2, Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, Planescape Torment are some of the best computer RPGs out there. Full stop. So we'll see how Baldur's Gate 3 stands up to it. Since a friend of mine just bought it for me about an hour ago. So yeah, hope that might answer your question. But yeah, there's a reason I'm still playing these games 20 years after the fact that they were released. It's partly familiarity, but also they're just really good fun. So back to the game. And yeah, there's another flesh golem in here who needs to die before I can get to the treasure. And there he is. And hopefully my arrows will get him before he bashes my face in. Come on. Yeah, just stand there doing nothing. Yeah, Safana's voice calls do get a little bit annoying after a while. Right, excellent. Okay. I'm going to send Safana this way because there's another trap to find. We don't want to set it off accidentally. Alright, disarm me that. Okay. You grab all that. Oh. Yes. Okay. Now, can she identify those? No. Oh, so she won't be able to identify any of that stuff either. So let's chuck all that into my inventory. I'll let her keep the darts of wounding because they're not really of any use to me. Okay, so that cloak allows you to polymorph and turn into a wolf is fairly useless, whereas that is the reason I came here, and that's wand of paralyzation that I don't think I can use. No, I can't. But I can identify it and sell it. It's all good. Okay. And I haven't fully discharge my necklace of missiles either. So, reform the party. It was nice knowing you.
I'll do anything.
Perhaps we shall meet again. Well, maybe in the follow-up. Come on. Time to go. And we'll just leave her in the cave. So I can put that on. It's not cursed or anything. It's just not going to do me any good. But at least it doesn't take up an inventory slot. And I've done everything I want to do in this area, so we will go due south. Because there's still more experience and still more gear I want to collect before we go to Nashkel and advance the story. Okay. Right there. Aha. Okay, so there's a quest in here where you can help guard a archaeological dig. It's if you want the achievement, yeah, do it. Otherwise, probably not really worth doing at this kind of level. I think I'm only going to be able to get up to level 8 or 9 by the time I hit the level cap. So a couple of hundred experience points is not really going to do the job, really. Is that another wolf? Busters. Right. Remember the Priest of Helm back in Nashkel? He said, a brother, Captain Brage, has gone astray. Well, this is where he's gone astray to. And we need to bring him back for redemption. As if we can bloody well find him. Ah! We getting warmer? Up or down? Down. No? Oh, actually, maybe not. Oh, the bloody war dogs, though. Then upwards. I know the maps haven't changed, but they always seem to be in a slightly different spot from where I thought they'd be. Ah, here we go. That's what you're looking for. So he's just up here. And who is this Brage?
Thou hast found me.
So he gives you a riddle. Has neither mouth nor teeth, but eats food steadily. Well, it's death, isn't it? Come on. Bloody obsessive. Yeah. You can kill him to get the bounty to hand in a Oobleck, but you get a better reward if you just take him back to the Temple of Helm, which is actually not such a bad way of shortcutting back to town if you need to rest and resupply. So that's what I'm going to do.
Greetings, playthings. Thou hast found me when I alone could not.
So 1,000 gold. Thanks very much. That's more than Oobleck was going to give me.
Helm watch over thee upon thy quest.
Now, let's identify all of these lovely goodies. So the wand I can't use, the two-handed sword I could use, but I'm not going to, for reasons that will become apparent in a second. So the sword was what caused Rage to go nuts and start killing everybody, and it's amazing +3 weapon, one of the only +3 weapons in the game. But yeah, it can do more damage than good, and it's cursed, so you can't get rid of it. So yeah, sell it. Yeah, keep that. All good. And this. There are a few of these tomes knocking around in the game. There are 3 for wisdom. I'll tell you where they can all be found in a minute. And the others are dotted around the game. So 2 are in the main world. So the cave we went to, and another cave I'll show you presently, where there's a tome of charisma, make you a little bit more attractive. 2 are able to be found. Well, 3 actually are able to be found in Baldur's Gate: a tome of intelligence, a tome of dexterity, and one of the 3 tomes of wisdom. A second tome of wisdom is in Durlag's Tower, and there's a third you can pickpocket off a priest in. I told you about the one in Baldur's Gate, but yeah, you it's not lootable as such. You can pickpocket it, and the third one is in the catacombs underneath Candlekeep, which you won't get to until very late in the game. And there's also a manual of strength as well, which I'm particularly after. And there's a trick to get it as well, because if you can't unlock and detrap things, and you're playing solo, it's very difficult to acquire. But if and when we get there, I'll tell you how and show you how you can do it. So these can only be used once. You place them as if they were a potion in one of your quick item slots. So Constitution's 19. I read the manual, and I now have a Constitution of 20, which is particularly good because it means I will actually regenerate hit points. Not quickly enough to be useful in combat, but actually, if I were to wander around the map and between areas, I would actually find that by the time I reach my next destination, these hit points will have recovered. A little bit slower than the health regeneration the nameless one has in Planescape Torment, but useful nonetheless. Oh, I didn't. I still got stuff. Identify. Right. There's nothing oh, there's that lurking in there as well. So let's get everything identified. Apart from the arrows, because why bother? You really don't need to. Yeah. And I've got plenty of scrolls to sell as well. Right. Back there.
For now.
Helm watch over thee upon thy quest.
Okay. Brazier's still upset. Oh, suck it up, you wuss.
Think carefully.
Right. So, just to show you, another ring +1. Very, very nice Warhammer. This cloak is a bit naff, really. I think the only character class where it would be even remotely useful is for some mage class was really, really low constitution. You know, otherwise it's pretty rubbish, really. So yeah, let's go sell
With caution.
the stuff that I don't need and or can't use. Yeah, don't need that, or that, or that, or that, or that. That whistling sword, other than having a fancy name, is a bog standard short sword +2 with no special damage. I think it's got a really low speed factor, though. Yeah, it's very good for a thief. You want to give that to Imoen if you have her in the party, pretty much as you can. So, I am getting quite rich now. So, here is a trick you can do to recharge magical items. So if I use those final 2 charges, it will be gone forever. But what I could do is I can sell it, and at some considerable expense, I can buy it back again. And it has the maximum number of charges that it can have. And you can do the same with wands as well. Wands can hold up to 100 charges. And there is a ring that I want to pick up just south of the bandit camp, which is very, very useful as well. But before we do that, you may notice I don't have any bracers. Let's sort that lack out. And to do that, we're going to need to go to a new area on the map. And I might get a little bit closer to the next level as well. Right. So you may notice my health has recovered to the maximum, which is quite good. And since I'm here, there are a couple of items I want to collect. One I can't use, unfortunately, and it's hidden in the nook of that tree there. It's a very handy Wand of Frost. So if you have a arcane spellcasting class that isn't in that huge list of classes that can't use it, it's really, really good. Very handy for taking stuff down before it gets into melee range. The other item is a weapon, and it's the best longsword in the game. Now, I'm going to equip my bitey arrows because the person I need to kill to acquire it is kind of badass. So, this very, very pretty face here is a sculpture of a character you will meet in Baldur's Gate 2. And Prism here is, well, he's a jewel thief because he stole a couple of emeralds to use as the eyes. And a bounty hunter, Grey Wolf, who we got mistaken for in the last stream, he's coming to take them back. So let's have a chat with Prism here. I don't have anything to do with Grey Wolf, and I will guard you because I want Grey Wolf's sword.
None cross Grey Wolf and live.
Now, if you impersonated him, he will just attack you straight away. Whereas if you don't, he will go for Prism first, allowing you to get a cheap shot in. What harm can it do? So, out of the way. Bitey arrow in the back, and hopefully he'll be poisoned, and I can stay out of the way of this longsword. He's poisoned! Hooray! Right, so now that he's poisoned, I'll just stand there doing nothing.
Feel my power.
Good grief. Okay. Don't run into the shadows where there's about 50 kobolds waiting to kill you. Okay, the poison has expired. So Grey Wolf can hit for about 30 damage. So I do kind of want to stay out of the way because I think he's a level 6 fighter or something. He can, as well as having a stack full of hit points, he's come on, out the way. So even versus, melee fighters, these poison arrows are really handy for, interrupting their actions and slowing them down. Right. That ought to do him. One more. I'm not a thieving scoundrel. Has he overcome the poison again? Oh, okay. Bollocks to it. Come on. And that's what we were after. So just keep an eye on that number there. So this is a longsword +2. And it does a little bit more damage. So let's get that. Well, actually, we won't identify it quite yet, because we need to tell Prism that his troubles are over. So Grey Wolf is worth as much XP as a lesser basilisk. So yeah, keep your distance. He's dangerous.
Soon, my work will be done.
But I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Elzimiang? She's the queen of the elves, and she has quite an important role to play. But you don't meet her for quite some time in Baldur's Gate 2. So you can loot the emeralds if you're a Philistine. But I like the way they glow in the dark, and I don't really need the money. And I'm almost to my next level, so here we are. And I only have one more reputation point to gain. Okay. Next area. There are a few noteworthy encounters in here. This isn't one of them.
Fall! Fall!
But around here, you see these little greeblies are not hostile. I think you need to be from North America and of a certain age to understand the reference. But we'll get to them in a minute.
You're already dead!
Okay. So anyone who was around in the 80s in America will understand who Larry, Daryl, and Daryl are. It's a bit of an in joke, but you can get their autograph, which is even friends, which you can actually sell for. It's about 25 gold or something. So not an extravagant amount. You know, apparently they're only minor celebrities, but I think it's quite funny. Right. So in here there is an encounter with a very strange young man who has misplaced his dog. The fastest dart thrower in the west, or the north, or some point of the compass. And we want to say hello to him. And obviously then kill him. You know, because you are the son of the Lord of Murder after all. So we'll do them first. And then there's another group of patronizing Armians. Adventurers from the land of Arm. Ah, here we are. You've wandered off the beaten path. Blah, 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 blah. Fastest draw in the West. The fastest dart thrower that has ever walked the Sword Coast. Are you some kind of moron? I will take a fair bit of damage here. But it's worth it for these braces. And you can see the bonus cold damage from my longsword +2. So that's what I'm after. Oh, I've leveled as well. There we go. So, yeah, you might want to run now. Too late. Alright, so I can't identify them, but I can show you the effect of them. So these boost your ability with missile weapons like darts or slings, bows, crossbows, etc. So I put those on. Nice +2 bonus. Thank you very much indeed. So until I get something better, they will do for now. So while we are schlepping around here, let's try and find these guys who are going to insult me for being a stupid northerner. So before I did level up, I'm just refilling my hit points. And let's level up. Lovely. Okay. So I've probably got more hit points than this party combined now. But as ever, don't want to take too many. Oh, it's a art. Oh, you muppet. Okay. They're lurking somewhere around here. A little bit further up this stream, I think. There we are. So, Sendai, she can be rather rude. So, to cut a long story short, just pop a fireball into the middle of the group and then rush in and bash their face with a +2 longsword. It's so much easier. I'm tired of being insulted by every idiot. Draw steel. I hope you like fireballs. Not so much, it appears. I copped a little bit of damage. Oh, they got. It wasn't from the fireball. It was from their +1 arrows. Someone's in trouble, aren't they, Sendai? And she is wearing a very good set of studded leather armor. I guess it might be +2. And there's another free longsword +1 as well. So it's quite a good area in the early game to pick up some really decent kit. Now, before I move on from this area, I'm going to need to kill more Svarts, but I'm not going to use +1 arrows to do it. Ding. Do you have friends? Yes, he does. Not for long. Oh. Stand still and I'll make it quick. Yo. There you go. Right. So, over by a whisper tree, I think. There he is. Albert lost his dog. Yeah, come on. I'm a hero. I'll find him. So the dog is hiding in the trees somewhere over here, and he will come for this toy. There he is. Beefy. Come on, walkies. This way. He doesn't really sound like a dog. That is a bit. There we are. So, yeah, Albert is not what he seems. You know, a black opal and 1,000 XP for finding a lost dog. Yeah. I'll take it. Okay. So, okay. So I can't get to the Knoll stronghold directly quite yet. So I need to know which part of the map I'm in. Ah. If there's a waterfall to the west of here, I know where we are. Ah. This is a direwolf. A bigger, badder, meaner cousin to the ones we've been killing so far. And there are more in this cave. I think
With caution.
there's something in here. Oh. Good stuff in the crate, though. This Albeard plus... Is it a +1 or a +2? There is a Halbeer +2 in the game called the Chelsea Crusher. It's a
With caution.
amusing tip of the hat to Wesley Crusher from Star Trek: The Next Generation. So yeah, we are in the map that I thought we are. So at the bottom of the waterfall, you can have a look at what's there, and oh dear, it's a dead cat. This dead cat has an owner. She's at the top of the waterfall, and not a demon. At least as far as we know. So let's find her, give her back her cat. Oh dear.
I want my mommy.
Oh. There is sometimes the cat will actually get raised again. Right. Yeah. Both too much and too little.
None stand against me.
That was rather emphatic, wasn't it? Okay. Oh, multiple wolves.
Bleed. Bleed.
Alright. So, the reason I'm wandering around up here is, if memory serves, there's a knoll called Ingot. So you can either listen to him or you can kill him for his Albeard. Yeah. So that is a pretty snazzy two-handed weapon. There is an NPC, Kivan, who is a ranger who would very much like to have that +2 Chelsea Crusher and that set of armor, actually. So, yeah, worth a little bit. And there's an opportunity to get my reputation up to 20 over here if I help out a distressed dryad. Wherever she is. Ah, over here. Of course, we got to kill the knoll first.
Fall. Fall.
I was just remembering I can actually free up an inventory slot.
Please,
Oh, there she is.
a wondrous ancient oak is in peril.
Only the basest villains would take advantage of a gentle forest spirit. How could I refuse such a request? Oi! Stop that. Right. Rum. It's like a ogre. So, yeah. Try and stay out of the way if you can. His brother's not. There we go. So, yeah, he has a +1 club and this girdle of bluntness resistance or whatever the bloody hell it's called. Ah. Oh, he made us save. Alright, we don't care. He's gone.
My tree is in such pain.
Oh, your poor tree. Okay. Antidote. Always handy. That goes in there. That goes in there. And I don't really need that at all. I'll ID and sell it when the time comes. Right. I must be. Yeah, okay. Quite some distance. That will be my final level that I'll be able to get before reaching the level cap. And I haven't even really done any of the story yet. And we've been going less than 4 hours. Right.
With caution.
So you see, I recovered those hit points when I was wandering around. Very handy to save me health potions, just so I can use them exclusively when I'm in combat. Right, there is a reason I've stopped here because there are two big bloody half ogres, and they will either try and shake you down or you can do what the son of the Lord of Murder would do and just blast them with a fireball. So that's killed one outright. And the other one is not terribly happy either. So those gauntlets are safe to put on. Only they're not going to do me any good because I already have a dexterity of 18. So I might as well ID and sell them. But these you want to really give to Minsk, which is, if you're doing his quest to rescue Dinah here, well, diner here, his witch is in this mole stronghold anyway. But that's not why I'm here. I'm after another one of these tomes. So, to the south of the Knoll stronghold, there are 3 caves. One, I'll just quickly show you, but I'm not going to go into it because it's tiresome. It's just full of farts. Nothing really worth getting into, really, unless you're really desperate for the experience points. Speaking of farts, I'm not even going to bother wasting an arrow on you. That cave there has carrion crawlers in it and a few more Svarts, I think. Whereas this one has a few Svarts, but a good item that I am after, which is lurking around in that crate.
You're already dead. Agreed.
4th one, yeah. So, a couple of scrolls that I can't use, but yes, I can sell them. Some yummy health potions. And a book. So this is a tome of kind of like personal magnetism, which will add 1 to my charisma. At 14, I'm still not getting much of a reaction bonus. Most of that is coming from my heroic reputation. But you know, since I've got no one else who needs it, okay. So while I still have another 10 minutes or so before I hit the 2-hour mark, I might as well kill these blue skin muppets.
Fall.
And scrounge another couple of interesting items. Not from this area, but from the area north of here. So there are a couple of nice encounters. Again, mainly aimed at fairly low level parties. But I'm pretty ridiculously overpowered at this point for these particular areas. It will get a little bit more challenging probably in the next stream or two after I've sorted out Nashkel. But I did, want to just demonstrate that if you know what you're doing and if you know where to go and the order in which to do things, you can actually, you know, get some really, really decent equipment for your party quite early on. Oh, boom.
Think carefully.
Right. Yeah, I walked the wrong way. Right. This is clearly a polar bear. He is the object of a quest. What you misclicked. Let's do the old sidestep routine and run the other way. Because the quest giver is on the other side of this bridge. Oh, he's gone back to his starting position again, I hope. The one downside with being able to run fast. Occasionally you lose your prey. I know I regenerate hit points, but don't terribly want to get into melee with a polar bear. Best to keep your distance. And he's the guy who is freaking it about the bear. Right. So this has two different quest rewards. I think it depends on your charisma. Either he gives you a pair of boots, which gives you frost resistance, or he just fobs you off with a little bit of money after he says, I'll give you anything. I think I know which one we're going to get. Oh, actually, I got the boots. Excellent. Right, they can go on. And you can see I've got a little bit of protection from cold. 50%. That will be quite handy later on when I encounter enemies that are going to start chucking arrows of ice at me. Okay, I'm not going to do the encounter, but on the other side of the bridge at the top, up here somewhere in the northwest corner of the map, there's a paladin who is hunting packs of gibberlings, which can give you a fair chunk of experience points. But at this stage of my XP scrounge, it's not really worth bothering too much with. Now, hobgoblins, so yeah, don't have to worry about poisoned arrows. Though at least I do have a couple of antidote potions in my backpack should I need them. Don't aggro the bear. Right. So if you are after yet another longsword +1, there is a bandit in here who has one. So in the trees. Yeah, he's around here. He's lurking about with I think it's a half dozen hobgoblins. Aha. I'm not sure if that's in the bunch or not. I don't think we've aggroed anybody else, have we? Across? Oh no, that was a random. There is a second bridge on this map, which has a couple of ogres and a couple of hobgoblin elites on it. And it's near the entrance, or one of the ends of that bridge, that you'll find this group that I was talking about. It must be about here. Ah, there he is. Neville. Yeah. I'm gonna stick him with a poisoned arrow. See how he likes it. He made us save, of course. We'll deal with the... And he's poisoned. Right. Swoop in and smash him in melee. There we go. Bandit scalps you can collect and sell later, but yeah, not much use to me right now. So I'll just leave it. And speaking of groups of men in the trees, don't just mess about with a group of hobgoblins which is going to chuck arrows at you. When in doubt, fireball. Yeah, so 5-1. Yeah, I almost certainly could have taken them all individually, but fine. Right. Right. So that brings us up to our 2 hours. So, yeah. 71,100 XP in 4 hours of play. I'm quite happy with that. And I will go back to town. Well, didn't get waylaid. What a shock.
For now.
Okay then. So before I actually do Nashkel Mines, which now that I'm level 7 really is not going to take long. There are 2 little groups or 2 encounters that I want to do before we actually go into them. One is in the Firewine Bridge, which will yield me the best set of braces for a warrior class in the game. And the other is yet another bunch of assassins who would normally be waiting for you after you've finished and exited the Nashkel mines. I'm going to sort them out beforehand because I know they're there. And yeah, basically, I can. So that's what I'm going to do. But before that, I've got to identify all of this slot.
Helm watch over thee upon thy quest.
And I won't ID those because I don't need to. I'm not selling them. But everything else, I will ID. Just for completeness. Even if I'm not necessarily going to sell them. So, Halberd +1, Halberd +2, the Chelsea Crusher, Ensign Chelsea. Very good. I'll pop that in there and that in there, just so I can get him identified. And I'll pop that in there. So, charisma of 13 goes to 14. Hooray.
Helm watch over thee upon thy quest.
Identify, and that will do. So, there is my very wonderful longsword +2, which will follow you into Baldur's Gate 2. I don't really need to keep that, but hey ho. We'll leave it there for now. Oh, and I want to put those back on for the moment. So that holy symbol I need to hand in at temple. So yeah, maybe we'll just run this on a few minutes longer than I had originally planned, and get the reward for that as well.
Think carefully.
Business has been poor, what with the iron shortage and all.
So don't need that, that, or that, or that, or that. So yeah, very, very nice studded leather +2. The best in the game, unless you are a thief. And there's the +3 shadow armor that you can buy from Thunderhammer in Baragos. So I'm quite rich, and there's more to sell as well. Oh, 6 pearls. All good. Quite an expensive chew toy. $1,317 gold, not to be sniffed at. Plus another 10. Yeah, all of this can go. Can't use any of it. another 1,000. Lovely. That gives me plenty of money to invest in potions and protection scrolls, which I can use, and of course arrows a little bit later. And I will have to visit a high hedge that sell these. Right. So yeah, actually, we'll do that as well, since it's quite a rapid thing to do. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I don't know how I keep missing people joining my chat. How you enjoyed the game? Well, a great deal. I have enjoyed this a lot. Well, yeah, been playing it for a very, very long time. I don't have Fireline Bridge unlocked. Okay, so I head first. I've been waylaid, of course. Why? Why wouldn't I be? Yeah, I really have to pay more attention to my chat window. Oh yes, yes, I am playing solo. It's a little bit of a specialism of mine, actually. I've completed the game solo with a thief, a ranger, a barbarian, cleric, ranger, and mage thief as well. Yeah. I actually recently soloed Icewind Dale with a cleric ranger as well. Yeah, I know. This is one of my favorite games. So I have spent many an hour playing it. I probably know the Sword Coast better than my actual neighborhood. Probably spent more time in it. So yeah, I've been doing a little power leveling run today. So my playtime so far is about 4 hours, and I've taken this little half orc barbarian from naught to level 7, and I've got one more level to go. Probably, well, I'm not going to get it in the next half hour or so. That's quite a lot of experience points to get yet. But yeah, I'm doing quite well for what I want to do. Okay. Is there anything in here that I want right now? Okay, so I will take the potions of regeneration because they're quite handy, and I'll grab those because they're cheap, and if I decide to go to Durlux Tower, I will need them to protect me from the basilisk. Don't terribly want the Wand of Sleep. I want the protection from dead late, but I don't need it right now. Yeah, that'll do for now. It's funny you should mention that. I have just acquired it by means that was a very, very pleasant surprise. I had it gifted to me by an old friend of mine who I play Elite Dangerous a lot with. So, yes, I am looking forward to trying out Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, I've put a lot of time into BG 1 and 2, as you might imagine. And yeah, I've played Original Sins, the Divinity RPGs 1 and 2. Probably not as much as I ought to have done, but I did like them. Oh, okay. I've not heard of that. I will have a look at it. Unfortunately, I do not have a lot of disposable income right now, which is why I was quite touched that my friend Joe gifted me BG3. But yeah, I'll certainly take a look at that. Celestic Crown of the Magister. Ah, interesting. All right. So I'm going to hand in this little quest here. Hmm. So Basilisk was a evil cleric I killed a little bit earlier in the stream. um, do you have the enhanced editions of BG 1 and 2? Because they are lots of quality of life improvements versus the originals. So yeah, I've been really impressed with the enhanced editions actually. So considering I've only actually been playing for about this particular run for a couple of hours, 4 hours, I've actually unlocked about half the map. So possibly, I'm not sure because the publishers for the enhanced editions of BG 1 and 2 aren't affiliated with Larian, I don't think. Right. Gullikin. From there, yeah, I'm going to leave the vampiric wolves up here alone for a while. Well, you're very lucky because BG 1 and 2 are exceptionally good games. Even if, they are been waylaid by kobolds. Oh, come on. Do better than that. Yeah, I mean, if you want to do every single quest with a party in Baldur's Gate 1, as it were, you're looking at the thick end of 50 to 80 hours. Especially if you haven't played the game before and you're just exploring and getting used to it. I was traveling south. Why have I ended up north? Anyway, never mind. Right. Gullikin. We're going to just ignore this completely. Because there's not enough experience points in this area to be worth bothering with. But the area south of here, Firewine Bridge, there's a guy with a set of gauntlets that I really want. Yeah, BG2 also incredibly good game. Haven't quite soloed that one yet, though I'm working on it. I think in many respects, technically, Baldur's Gate 2 is the better game. But I probably stuck more time into Baldur's Gate 1. Go figure. Right. Firewine. And which side of the bridge am I on? The wrong one. Of course I am. Right. Oh, what's that? Zombie? A zombie. Yeah, no particular threat. I probably shouldn't really be wasting arrows on these things, but yeah, there's the crossing. All the bard probably singing about gold. That's the entrance to a dungeon, but I'm not really bothered about that. That's a bloody kobold. Oh, he has friends. But not for long. Hmm. 7 whole experience points each, huh? Right. The reason I bothered coming to this godforsaken place is for this chap here, who has a very, very nice set of braces of the master, which give me a very nice hit and damage bonus. But I have to kill him first. So I've got my poison arrows at the ready. Yeah, if you're such a good swordsman, why are you wandering around dressed in rags? So, being a barbarian, I can move a bit quicker than him. Hopefully I can get one of these arrows in. And now that he's poisoned, I will spam him with +1 arrows to kill him before he can, hopefully, get close enough to touch me. So that poison effect interrupting his actions is just really quite handy. So there we are. So while those braces give me a +2 hit bonus with missiles, this one gives me +1 with everything, plus it also enhances my damage by 2 as well. So definitely worth going down here and picking up There is another set in the game you can pick up. I think in the bandit camp. Right. Oh yes. There is one more encounter that will give me some good experience points. And also you yield some pretty decent gear, and that's down here.
At any cost.
I'm going to want those arrows again, unless I bump into a random encounter. Yeah. Now, she is in a group of like 4 or 5 assassins. I think it's 4. They're really quite powerful, so I will need to be careful. Because if you find the front of the formation before you load in the first fireball, then you're in a bit of trouble. So they're not nice people. It's not going to hurt your reputation if you begin hostilities with a nice fireball. Rather like this. Oh, and I even got one of them outright. And she had +1 studded leather and some fire arrows. Manera is thief mage thief, I think. So definitely worth sticking in another fireball. And hopefully that will sort her out. Uh-huh. Yeah, I am Steve. Because I look like Stone Cold. Mm-mm. Yeah. Oh, your interference with the Iron Throne. You and your friends is to die. Well, you first. Oh, I'm poisoned. That's because these darts are wounding. Well, 2 can play at that game. Have a poison arrow. Oh, she made us save. Of course she did. Come on. Bye-bye. And let's grab an anti. That's the result. Mm-hmm. So, lots of good potions. Even more +1 swords that I don't need. I'm going to keep those arrows. Maybe worth my while getting those identified and sold. Yeah, and that's normal leather +2. Fairly decent for a thief, but not so good for me. How much XP was all that worth? 900,000. Yeah, a little bit over 3,000. All told. We're getting there. Slowly. Alright. the reason I wanted to get rid of those ladies now is because if on the first time that you play the game and you come out of the exit to the mines from here, your party's all beaten up, and then you wander into that band of assassins. It's not a nice surprise to get. So better to sort them out beforehand. Oh, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Right. Okay, I think back to let's go back to the town. I should be able to get all of that identified and sold. One day I will play this again with an actual party. Okay.
Yes.
Helm watch over thee upon thy quest.
ID, and that as well. Oh, yes. I will actually keep that longsword. It's not just +1, it's +3 versus undead. So I'll swap my bog standard longsword +1 out for that. I've forgotten that little party of assassins actually. Oh, yeah. And I might as well show you what those braces are as well.
Helm watch over thee upon thy quest.
So +1 hit bonus, +2 damage bonus.